What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crew 42. We are back in action here with some special interviews here with our famous cookie monster himself, Andrew Marwede. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing really well over here. It's been a long while since we've been able to do any kind of coverage. We've had some incidences where we've had people be sick, and with all the PDGA sanctioning events being canceled right now, it's put postponements on some of our stuff. But we're really excited to get connected back with you and get some insight of what you've been going through recently since this all began a few months ago. So got some questions for you. As a player, we get like stories of ourselves and we understand like how we got into disc golf, but we sometimes don't get that insight for you. So could you tell us who introduced you to disc golf and what made you like fall in love with it to begin with?
So actually it was senior year of high school during baseball season. So like 6 years ago, kind of like after baseball practice, we just go mess around at the disc golf course. And I was that guy who would just only fling sidearm a champion boss, and I would usually throw it a little bit farther than everybody else. So I just kind of got good at it and started to enjoy it once I noticed I was a little bit better at it than most people, I guess.
That's fair. A little farther than most people. I'm certain that's an understatement.
It wasn't too far at the start because I used to – actually, I'll show you. I have a disc right here. I used to – when I started forehand, I used to pinch it like this. So I wouldn't even tuck my finger. I'd still throw it like 300 feet or so. I don't know. Don't ask how.
Man, even if when I do my best technique, I can't give it 300 feet. And I use the two fingers and everything. I can't do that at all. Well, I mean – that just shows how much power you've got. Baseball certainly helped. I'm certain of that too. What is your favorite course to play in Michigan just for fun? And then what's your favorite course to play like if you're trying to keep your skill sharp? Because there's lots of courses out on the tour that don't reflect Michigan golf in general. So what courses do you like to keep your skill sharp?
So I'd say for fun, probably Victory Park over in Albion. Just because it has pretty much everything. It has long holes, short holes, lots of water. I don't know. It's just like the course I have the most fun at. Simple answer, just like that. And probably the course to like tune my skills in would be Ostramo. So that's where I went to school is at Western. So that was like my home course for a couple of years. And
for sure,
most courses don't really require you to throw straight for most of the course, and that course does. And I'm definitely more of a hyzer player. So not really playing to my strengths, so it helps me practice that way.
Yeah, you see that a lot on tour. That's a pretty standard play. Commentators will talk about that all the time where people are just doing like big hyzers for safe shots or big hyzers trying to get around the obstacles that get around them. But Oshmo definitely can't do any of that with because
there's no big hyzers there.
Yeah, there's a one ceiling the whole time. You're never going to throw over it because there's too much of a canopy there. Definitely a challenging course, I would say as well. Victory Park, we're definitely going to have to put that on my schedule here now to make sure that we go record it. Maybe you can go with us next time.
Yeah, down. I'm down for sure.
Who's your favorite pro to play with on tour? And are there any pros that you like seeing when you get on tour that you don't necessarily get to see regularly when you're here in Michigan?
So probably my most favorite player to play with would be James Conrad. I think I've only played with him a couple times, maybe a few times, but I mean, every single time I play with him, and he's just like, overall super nice guy, obviously an amazing player, fun to watch, and especially because we're very different players, so there's never the same shot between me and him. I don't know, I've always had a really good time playing with him. And then a person I don't usually get to see, probably Alex Russell. We just became friends in the last, year or so, and he's over in Washington, I'm in Michigan, so we're very far apart, so the only time we see each other is we're on tour. So, probably that.
Definitely a bit of a distance between the two. I mean, the only way you could get any farther is if you moved to Maine. Please don't do that. We love you here in Michigan. All right, we'll just stay here. Very interesting with James Conrad there. You are absolutely correct. There's not a whole lot of overlap between your two games for sure. Have you been around for any of his ace scares? Right, we've seen that. This last year he's had like 3 or 4 of them on camera that just almost went in. Have you been around for one of those?
I think I played with him at Idlewild, but not when he aced. So no.
Dang.
He definitely has some pretty sick shots, though.
You just have to get with him next time. You got to be there to watch it. So last year, you had a pretty successful year. You were on several different coverages, including some of ours. And so I just want to get your input. This is not us to dig to show, because we're the best ever. Okay, we already know that. But from last year, either on camera or off camera from last year, what do you remember as being your best performance?
Probably on camera, I think it actually was with you guys. I think I had a couple nice ones. One was the Kalamazoo Open at Bluegill. I think round 2, I had a pretty nice round. I remember birdie in most of the holes, and then the other one was also with you guys was the shootout over or down in Three Rivers. I know I played very well for that one.
Course record well.
Yeah, it was all right. And then off camera, actually this year, a Memorial, I think first round I shot, I think my second highest round ever. So, and then I guess was the question last year or this year? If it was last year, I had a random beat here over in Illinois that I shot like 17 down, just because it was a super short course, and I think I threw the pig maybe 12 times out of 18 holes. So it worked out pretty well.
Well, I mean, you are the pig master. I won't lie.
I try to be. I'm a close second, but
it's very, very cool. Everyone wants it, right? If there was a Marwede pig, I'm certain it'd sell out within moments. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge to anyone who can make that happen.
Someday,
that's right. So, I mean, as everyone's fully aware, like COVID-19 has impacted disc golf in a significant way, right? PDGA events are being postponed or canceled, which definitely puts an impact on all the pros and especially the pros that tour a lot. And so, what events are you looking forward to the most if we resume? Because as of right now, it looks like the end of June might be the time where we're going to start getting back into events. So, like, what events or even before then at some local places, but what events are exciting you the most that you still have a chance to potentially play?
Honestly, I'm just waiting to just play anything at this point, but most excited for probably wouldn't be until in the fall. I don't know, last year, my first year on tour, my favorite courses were all on the east side, so nothing too really quick, but I guess the first tournaments that I have potentially signed up for would either be the Majestic or the recently changed Flip City Open, and they're on the same weekend, so I still have to pick which of them I'm going to. But I think that's the first week of June, but that's still not, it's still only a possibility so far. But
right, and especially and it's even more dynamic now because states have their own interpretation and their own like kind of leeway. I have friends that are farther out west who have their states are starting to remove restrictions, and so it looks like their PDGA events or not their PDGA sanctioned events, but just general tournaments might be happening sooner rather than later. And while like places like in Michigan, it looks like that extension just keeps happening. So there's just a lot of uncertainty, but I sure hope that we can get back to it safely for sure. We want to make sure we keep all our amazing pros and just players in general safe. So hopefully that happens.
I'm just waiting for updates, just like every other disc golfer, just waiting to see when we can play.
Day by day, that's for sure. Absolutely. With 2020 coming around, you just started a new sponsorship with Innova, so you bumped up teams, and so I'm certain you came into the 2020 season with some new goals for yourself and objectives. And before this all happened, have your goals changed since the beginning of 2020? What are they before or after the COVID announcements?
Honestly, they're probably pretty similar. I guess like just a few really basic goals I've kind of had the last couple of years was just to make more coverage on like DGBT events, NT events, just to get more exposure out there. And then, obviously everyone wants to win an A tier, so that'd be nice just to get like a good win under your belt type of thing. But yeah, mostly just getting on coverage, just to get out there.
Yep, get your name out there. I mean, Everyone wants to know the Cookie Monster, I'm telling you.
Right, exactly.
We had learned from an interview through Reed last year that the Towch twins were no longer going to be traveling around together for this particular season. And so what are you doing without your Towch buddy around you? Who are you going with? Are you by yourself? What's going on with that?
It's been rough, not going to lie. I miss you, man. But so yeah, this year I started out touring with one of my other good friends, Matt Jackson. We did the whole Arizona, Texas swing until we had to drive back to Michigan. So I started out the year with him, and now I'm just kind of hanging by myself. And I think I might get like a small motorhome for the last half of the season, and either go by myself or possibly Jared Stoll might go with me as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lots of good names there.
Yeah. Okay,
maybe that we'll have a Reed and Andy fun mini tour in Michigan one day, and so we can get the group back together like an old band.
So.
All right, so last year, I keep calling you Cookie Monsters. For the people who don't know, last year during coverage, you had used a cookie as a mini, and then after you made a spectacular putt with, I believe it was a red firefly, you picked up your mini and took a bite out of it. And it's just something that's kind of carried over with you since then. It's just a fun part of your character that we get to get a piece into. So I've been calling you Cookie Monster because I don't think there's an official nickname for this yet. So do you have a nickname that we should be using, or have someone given you a suggestion for one that you think is the best so far?
I've heard a few, but I think the most common one is Cookie Monster, and honestly, I don't mind that. I think that's probably the best one so far. So I mean, I'm fine with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured I probably, not gonna go famous shooting 18 down, so I might as well do something silly and funny about eating a cookie.
Hey, I think you should go 18 down and eat a cookie.
That's the ultimate duo.
Let's get Chips Ahoy in here, Sesame Street. Let's make something happen.
I'm still waiting for my email back from Chips Ahoy and Little Debbie, but if they see this video, I'm still waiting for
it. Hey, Chips Ahoy, get your stuff together. Give Marwede a sponsorship. Come on, let's go. So starting today is actually talking about getting back into events. We actually have a putting tournament, an online one that's starting up, and both you and Reed are in it. And so super excited to see you guys at least doing something. We'll be definitely checking that out, making sure we watch that. But in the event itself, unfortunately, the way they set up the bracket, there's no possibility of a Reed and Marwede finals, right? Because they put you guys in the same half. So at the very earliest, or I'm sorry, at the very latest, we'll see a Marwede and Friscura semifinals, which is what I'm hoping for. Come on, get those Towch twins back together, right? And my question to you is, who do you think has the harder route to get to that position? Between you and Reed, you guys are in separate parts, separate halves of the same bracket. Like, who do you think has the tougher route getting to that semifinal?
All right, so I'm not allowed to have any spoilers because we already started the tournament, so I can't give anything like that away. But solely going off of the start of it, I mean, I think the number one seed in my bracket is Paul Macbeth.
Correct.
So it's kind of hard not to, go against Paul Macbeth.
No, that's fair.
I didn't really take a super close look at who's in each bracket, but just solely basing off of Macbeth is in my region, I'm going to say that mine.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple extra names here because I have the bracket in front of you right now. So it looks like some notable names in Reed's particular bracket. There's Dustin Keegan, Lance Brown, Adam Hames, Paul Ulibarri, Scott Withers, Matt Dollar are the big names out of that bracket with Reed. And then with you have, like as you said, Paul Macbeth, who's definitely, I mean, I think people have heard of him before. I mean, someone somewhere, right? Albert Tam, Alex Russell, Calvin Heimberg, Simon Lizotte, Nathan Queen, and Zach Meldon.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with my answer, even though, I mean, if you got invited to this putting invitational, you have to be a good putter. So, I mean, they're all, anyone has a chance at this tournament. So
that's right. I mean, I've seen your great putting in firsthand as you ripped the championship from me in Kalamazoo. So I've seen it before. I know you can do it. Well, I will certainly be rooting for you for sure, and Reed, and seeing if we can get that magical Towch Twins semifinals match. I know everyone in Michigan is probably gunning for that. So what we're going to do right now is actually I've prepared for you a little reaction kind of clip for you. So I've put a little collection of some of the clips that we've had at Crew 42 last year, and I want to play a little game with you where for each of the clips that you're going to watch, I want you to see if you can name the person that is throwing the disc or participating in the shot, where the park is at that they're playing in, or what tournament it is, either one or both. And then can you tell me what happens after the first shot? So each one's, you got a few seconds before you pause the clip, and then you got to give me your answer, and then we'll finish playing the clip. So here's our first clip here. So pausing it. All right, can you tell me who's in the clip, where are we at, and what happens?
Okay, that looks like me. I'm almost confident that's me.
Almost confident. That's not okay.
This is gonna sound bad because it's literally me, but I honestly don't remember the name of the course because that was the first time I ever played it. It was somewhere in Grand Rapids area, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Honestly, sounds bad. I can't remember what the name of the course was. But it was an unsanctioned tournament, and I know. But since I know it was me, I definitely remember making that putt.
Okay, so go ahead. We're going to play it now and see what happens here. I'll give you some details to see how right you were. It is you putting it, and it was a beautiful putt indeed, a nice little putt there. But there was actually something else that happened afterwards. This was at Smash Park for the Smash Memorial, and you had been kind of whispering to yourself the entire event, like putting is easy, and I couldn't figure out why you kept saying it. And so after you made that putt, I started walking in just like normal to get the next shot, and I noticed your mini, which said putting is easy, and so I had to take a quick shot of that. It's just like,
And the unfortunate thing is I actually lost that mini. So if anyone that has another one, I really want it back because it was such a confidence booster.
Whoever has that, give it back to Marwede right now. He needs it.
I just left it somewhere.
That's it.
It was one of my favorite all-time minis, though.
So hopefully we can get a new one. I'll make you a new one. How's that?
I'd appreciate that.
Okay.
I mean, I think everybody needs that self, confidence booster just to remind yourself that putting is really not that hard. All you got to do is put it in the basket. So
it's just that easy, guys.
Yeah, really.
You heard it from Marwede. There's no excuses. Put it in the basket.
Especially after all those practice peoples I've had in quarantine. So
that's fair. 100% agree. Putting should definitely not be something we struggle a whole lot with after this whole incident. All right, next clip.
I'm to win every time. Okay, next clip, buddy.
All right, next clip here. We got a shot here in the woods or like in a bush. All right, who is it? Where are they playing from? What happens?
I wish I could rewind. Okay,
you can rewind.
Can I? Actually, no, that's right. I think that was Nate Wegren. I want to say it was.
Okay.
Maybe I should rewind.
Nate Wegren's a big guy.
I remember watching this tournament. Was this States? I don't think I played this tournament. I think this was States. Or maybe it was it Jeff Bennett? Man, I don't know. One of them two. And I remember watching this. So this was like a big Anheuser putt, I remember, I think. And I'm pretty sure it goes in.
Okay, so I'm just gonna reiterate your final answer here is it's Nate Wegren.
Okay, yeah.
So you're saying it's Nate Wegren at state championships?
Yep.
Okay, and you think he's gonna make the putt?
Yeah, big Annie, it goes in.
Okay, let's see what happens here. So from inside this bush, it is in fact Nate Wegren, and he throws it, and as soon as he flicks it out in the air, a gust of wind was going pretty heavily across the lake there, and so it just picked his disc up. You actually see it get picked up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Pushed all the way into the basket.
That angle doesn't even make any sense. I don't know how he made that putt.
Not at all. He doesn't either. Don't worry. No one does. All right. Nice job there. All right. Next shot. Okay, we got to pause here.
Okay.
Okay, what's going on?
Okay, I remember this one. This is me again, almost positive. This was at Bluegill. This must have been the Kalamazoo Open. I remember this hole 18, one of the easiest forehand holes, and for some reason I wanted to throw it like 80 feet long. And the basket is right over this set of bushes. It's going to be a big hyzer putt, and it's going to barely miss just off the top.
Okay. So go ahead and play it. We'll go ahead and play that. So You are correct. It is you. It is at the Kalamazoo Open from Bluegill. It is the final round, and it's hole 24. And I'm impressed that you were close. It is the final hole of the tournament, right? Normally it's 18, and you are correct. It went right off the top. Donut, who was recording at the time, after the round, he came up and talked to me. He was getting ready for a shot where he thought you were going to try to do maybe like a cut roller around or something, and then all of a sudden someone tagged him and went, dude, he's going up. And like, Donut couldn't believe a thing he just heard, so he got in position, recorded you throwing the shot, and the next thing they heard was that clank off the top, and he lost his mind. He thought he just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely was not trying to run that. I was just trying to get over that bush without like clipping something and then getting like a 4 or 5. So was not a run. Just happened to be a really good up shot and almost went in.
If they had gone in, that might have been our best shot of the year that we would have recorded.
It would have been top 2. I know the other one is. So.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next clip we have here. Okay, we got looks like a beautiful downhill looking shot here. What do we got?
Okay, that's my good buddy Reed Friscara.
There's your Towch brother.
This must have been the shoot. This is a Three Rivers, so this must have been the shootout then.
Where at Three Rivers? I need more specific than that.
This is the South Course.
Okay.
Meyer Broadway Park. That's the name of it. South Course. So He's throwing his Ringer GT, I think it's called. And I remember this. He throws a straight shot right at it, and I'm pretty sure it hits right off the band. So almost ace.
Okay, we'll have to take a look. Okay, we're going to play it now. So you are correct. This is Reed for Skura. This is at Meyer Broadway. And
Heiser.
Yep, it was just a little Heiser. And you were absolutely right off the top band there. I mean, previously,
I remember from the T-pad, it was loud. Like you knew it hit band from T-pad because it's a blind shot, so you can't see. But
if you miss high, he's going way down, has no chance for a birdie almost. And
but the thing is, it's Reed. So if it's a comeback putt, Reed's making it. So he was.
You're right. My apologies. You're right. My fault, Reed. I didn't mean to doubt you. You are correct. You've said this even in your commentary at Kalamazoo. In fact, I almost picked that clip. But I chose not to because I figured you would remember what you said, and so I didn't pick that one. So you are correct. Yeah. All right. You're doing really well so far. We've done the first 4 here. You have gotten everyone except the first one where you didn't say Smash Park. But that's okay. Yeah. You're doing really well so far. All right. Next clip we've got here.
Okay.
I don't think you'll be able to get. I think this is probably your hardest one yet. So we're going to pause it right here. Looks like he's going for a forehand flick of some kind. Who is it? Where are they at?
I'm going to feel bad if I don't know who it is. It's just a bad angle, so I can't really see the face. Honestly, I don't know who that is. And if I know you personally, I'm sorry for not recognizing you. Honestly, I have no clue. I'm pretty sure I've watched every single one of the Crew 42 videos, so I don't recognize this one. I'm going to just take a guess, though, I guess.
That's fine.
I don't know the course, to be honest. I don't know the guy, so I'm off to a bad start. But I'm going to go with a forehand flex, maybe skip shot, and then off the basket. Total random guess, though. Honestly, I have no clue.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play it. So the person who is in the shot is Andy, and I'm sorry if I'm saying your last name wrong, Brudwensky. And this is one of our AM1 events that we covered last year at Madeline Bertrand County Park, where we covered the Gilligan's Island event. And he actually has probably one of the most unfortunate things I've seen in a long time, where he just hit just the base of that tree just right, and the disc decided to stand up and roll straight into the OB road.
Honestly, it wasn't even like that bad of a shot. I probably would have got up to just outside circle. Yeah, that was a really gross roll away. I didn't even know there was OB over there.
Yeah, so like the way that particular event had played is that they played the path itself OB, but all grass was fair. Okay. So because it literally landed and stayed right on the path, it stayed OB, and so he took.
So it was playing like a river. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. I think when I talked to him too, he was talking about like what you just mentioned. He was just trying to lay it up, take an easy 3 because he was one of the people that didn't go OB necessarily on his first shot. So he's just like, just try to lay it up, take an easy score, and then that happened. So
it happens to the best of us.
It does. We've all had that roll away, 1,000 times. I mean,
it just sucks when it happens in a tournament, especially on coverage.
Yep, and on a feature event too. You never want to have that happen, but he still had a pretty solid round overall. All right, next clip here.
Okay.
And pausing it here. So Ian just made this putt. Where are we at? Who's involved? What happens?
I know the course now because we already played this one. So this was the Smash Park one, or the Smash Memorial.
All right. I'm glad you're using your previous knowledge here.
Yep. I definitely remember playing this tournament. I just didn't remember the course at first. So Ian makes his putt. Then after he gets his putt, he's going to go back to his bag. But he's not going to – the funny part is he doesn't know where his bag is because Brad took it.
All right. So
it's just a funny reaction video of Ian trying to find his bag.
All right, let's go ahead and see what happens here. You are correct. We are back at Smash Park here for the Smash Memorial. Great event. I recall people telling the stories about how someone called you and said, "Hey, you coming to play disc golf tomorrow?" And you were on the road saying, "No, I'm not playing any disc golf. Why would I be playing disc golf?" And they said, "Hey, Crew 42 is coming out to this event." And so you just like hustled on over, and I was like,
"Yep,
much love."
I played the course blind the first round.
Still made it lead card.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
right there. You see him taking it.
Super smooth. I love Brad. Great guy. We had a pretty good card there. We had Willie Prince with us, Ian Hamilton, Brad, and you. That was a great day, great event. And there you see Ian just
he's looking around.
I swear I put it right here. I'm not silly.
And Brad was just trying to do the nice thing by grabbing his bag and grabbing it for him. He didn't even realize that he was looking for it.
I mean, he didn't even let him know, right? He just was like, "Hey, I'm just grabbing that for you." All right, next video here. Again, this is going to be a tougher one. So I know there's 2 clips here that I know are very difficult for you. The Andy one was very difficult. I wasn't sure if you're going to get that one at all, but I was going to challenge you a little bit. And here's the second one here. So pause the video here.
Okay.
So this one is going to be difficult to tell. This is going to get you See if you can have knowledge. You were at this event. I can tell you that much. You were at this event. However, we were not recording you. I'll tell you that. That's
I
your
want to say this looks like River City Park.
Okay.
So this must be the River City Open. I'm guessing round 1 because I was not on round 1 coverage. So I can't tell who is throwing, but I'm going to guess Kyle Klein because I'm pretty sure he was on round 1 feature card. Okay. It kind of looks like him, but I could be wrong. Yeah, so I think I remember this whole – I don't know. I'm going to go with a long jump putt, and since it's Kyle Klein, I'm going to guess he's going to make it because he makes everything.
I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to give you a chance to change one of your answers right now. I will let you know that 2 of your answers are correct. Okay, 2 of them are correct.
Almost positive it's Riverside.
I will tell you for this for certain. We did not record Kyle Klein at all at the event. We remember, you got to think back to River City because you were on the final round coverage.
Right.
So think about it a second about where I was at that time. See if you want to change your answer. Just that's your hint.
Oh god, that's a lot to think about. I honestly don't know what that means. If it was round 1, wait. So this is round 1 then, right?
This is round 2.
Oh, okay.
This is currently round 2. We are on the water hole currently. You are correct. It is.
If it's round 2, I think we played Brewer. So is this the amateur event?
I'm sorry. No, this is round 3. I apologize. This is round 3. You are correct. Brewer was round 2. You're right.
So maybe Joel Freeman then, because he was on the final card. I'm gonna go Joel Freeman. I honestly don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and play the video. So we actually didn't record MPO at this event. We recorded FPO.
Oh, that makes sense.
So this is actually a good Innova buddy or a good Innova teammate of yours. That's Miss Whitboom herself. Yeah. Big Boomer. First time we got to meet her, she's awesome personality. Great to get to meet her, and another big Innova fan I am. But she played with another Innova teammate, Lisa Ficus, right? One of the top women in the world right now. We were so stunned to be able to record them. But yeah, she took this long death putt at this hole. I think you had a death putt at the same hole on Central's coverage, and she just went for it. Big putt, Annie. It was definitely going to go water if she had airballed it, and she just smashed this amazing putt.
Yep, after seeing that video, I definitely remember that putt now. Yeah.
From the distance, it was kind of hard to tell who was there, but
it was very far back. But yeah, I forgot that Crew 42 did FPO for that tournament. So yeah, I remember that putt now. That is definitely a death putt too, because if you miss that putt, there's like a 50-50 chance it's going in the water, if not more.
And it's not fun water. That's nasty water.
Yeah, you don't want to go in that water.
It's got crud floating on the top and stuff. We got one more clip for you to show. I'm pretty certain you're going to get all 3 points to this one.
Oh, yeah.
So who's throwing it here? Where are we at? What happens?
So going back to what I said earlier about when you were saying top shot, this was the number 1 shot because I was there for it.
Okay.
So this is that same tournament, the shootout. Nate Weigeren again, Mr. Highlight himself. Mm-hmm. So yeah, hole 4 at is this south? Yeah, south course. I think at this point he was 3 down through 3, and we were in a pretty close battle. So he's going to take a big hyzer Firebird, and he's going to smash chains for the eagle right in my face.
So yep, we'll go ahead and play that. So you're correct, Nate Weigeren, shootout. Everything you had was correct there. So to give you more context, I'm pretty sure you parred hole 1 or hole 3. I can't remember which one you parred. Yeah, but he had already gotten a stroke on you there. And your tee shot on this hole, I've never seen anyone do this before, but went OB long when you went hyzer over the top of the tree.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. It was like a couple feet out of bounds. I was pretty bummed about that.
Yeah, so you would like hit the dirt. Donut thought you were going to skip back in a little bit, and it just died right in the road. And so going up to Nate's shot, he's I just want to get it close, right? He's just trying to stay competitive, do the best he can to stay close to you. So he's just saying, I got to get it close, get another stroke on Marwede, give myself a chance. And then boom.
His arm goes up. Yeah, that's awesome.
He's like,
is that still considered a big putt?
What was that?
Is that still considered a big putt if he throws it in?
If there was a big putt on it, yeah.
Yeah, but I remember that shot very vividly. That was awesome. Number 1 of 2019 for sure.
Yeah, he actually, I think he takes the lead on you either on this hole or a hole after this, and then you kind of like battle. You guys are like tied for like 10 holes or whatever until the very end when you finally get, I think, a couple strokes on him, and then 18 just didn't matter. You had a stroke to give. I think you were up by 2 or whatever, and so you were just like, play safe. I don't need to be aggressive. Nate was aggressive. I think he got rewarded for it. I think his last putt he took like the full amount of time to line up a putt that was 20 feet long to make sure he put pressure on you. But
Yeah.
I mean, there was never in doubt at that point. You had it for sure. So,
Yeah,
all right.
that tournament
So
was a great battle.
yeah, that's probably one of my favorite events to record last year, because after that, if you haven't seen the coverage yet, we go to the actual shootout portion afterwards, where you and Nate make it to the final six and compete for that really sick belt. But I won't spoil what happens there. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. We'll put a link in this video for you to go watch that out. But that's it for our clips today. I just want to say real quick, I want to thank you for coming out and checking in with us. It's been really great to see you again. I look forward to next time you come down to Michigan area and we get to record you again for sure. If there's anything you want to say or give anyone a shout out, now's the time to do it.
So first shout out goes to Crew 42 as always for hosting this interview. Absolutely love what you guys are doing. Support anyone who's not a Patreon already for you guys should do that. And then also got to thank my sponsors as always. End of a Champion Disc, Great Lakes Disc, Tilly's, Mitten Bags. Without them, going on tour would be a much harder thing to do. So
for sure. Well, thanks again, Marwede, for joining us. And for all of you who came and watched today, thank you so much. Go check out our coverages that you haven't seen already, and we're looking forward to getting more coverages out in 2020, especially including you, Mr. Marwede. We look forward to doing that. And thanks for joining us, and happy disking, everyone.
Thanks a lot. See you guys.